What's going on, everyone? DefectiveJoker here, doing a initial review of the beta for The Division on PS4. I don't have the Xbox One or PC version, so I'll just strictly be talking about my impressions about the PS4 version. I've watched some streams about the Xbox and PC version. I know there are a couple of bugs, I guess, on the Xbox One version where you can accidentally join an invite for a party when you're aiming down the sights for melee. I'm not sure if that's bug's been fixed, since this is technically their second day of the beta, while it's only the first day of the beta for the PS4 from the footage that I'm using as my background right now. I've played some Tom Clancy games in the past, mostly Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon, but it's been so long that I'm having trouble remembering how the gameplay of those games. I do like how the game plays so far. If you play Diablo or Borderlands, the satisfaction of killing an ad and seeing your drop loot, the loot drop right in front of you, is definitely nice. The shooting in the game is pretty good. This is only my second time doing the mission, so I'm still trying to learn all the basics and getting used to all the mechanics of the game, since I'm so used to playing other first-person shooters. You don't really notice that you're playing in third person when you aim down the sights. I mean, it does go into a over-the-shoulder type of look. So it's not too bad. I mean, you still have your reticle in the middle of the screen. I don't know if I have a scope equipped currently on this character when I was doing this, but I know for some scopes you actually look down the sight, so it turns into a first person at the time. As for joining games of your friends, it's pretty smooth. I think sometime during this encounter right here, I actually have a friend that joins in. Oh, there he is. It's pretty seamless. You don't really notice it. I've also noticed that when you are in certain areas and your friends actually playing the game, they'll show up on your map. They won't show up in person necessarily because they might be on a different server or something like that. But you can just click on your buddy's name and just join the group, and you'll basically just spawn either, I guess, in front of them or somewhere close to them. So jumping in and jumping out of your friends' games is not too bad. As for basic missions, this is the beta, so you're only going to get one mission pretty much. There are side missions and encounters that you can initiate, which allow you to gain XP,
additional hostiles
materials for leveling up the hub of operations for the separate wings.
It looks like they've got people upstairs in a restaurant.
The encounters are not too bad. I think I only did one other encounter, so I can't really speak on those really too much right now. The one encounter I did was basically I just had to protect an area from the ads basically overrunning the area and taking away, I guess, the supply drop. Loot drops pretty good. It's not like other games where you have to grind and get nothing. It's only my second time once again doing this mission, so I can't really speak too much on how the loot gets better. I do notice that unlike some games where you get drops and they get worse, it does seem like this game definitely pays attention to your current inventory, and it will either drop loot that is about the same of what you have equipped, or a little bit better. So I guess you won't get an immediate or huge jump in your power, your attack power, and your DPS and all that, unless you get like a different rarity of the gun. I don't know if I do it in this video or not, but I do plan on making a video in the future about the weapon customization in this game. It's pretty cool because you and your friend can maybe have the same base weapon, but depending on your playstyle, you can add different grips, suppressors, laser sights, scopes that fit the way you play the game a little bit better, so you're more efficient with the weapon that you're using. Um, I don't have too many mods yet, so hopefully, once I do a couple more runs on this mission, as well as, run around the dark zone, kill ads, and extract the weapons, I'll be able to get some better loot and, have a better video to show off some of that stuff. Obviously that was a short load screen. I mean, you're going from one area to the next. I mean, I know one of the big things they said about this game is that there's no big load screens, which I definitely noticed that you definitely don't have any big load screens. Like I mentioned earlier, when you go from the hub of operations into the open world, there is no load screen, and when you go from the open world into the safe zone prior to the dark zone, there's no loading screen, and then once you enter the dark zone, same thing. Definitely think this game is going to be a great game. I'm definitely love what I've played so far. I'm hoping to find out more about the game, especially the end game content. Like with most RPGs or MMOs, you want to know about the boss battles or the raids. So it should be pretty interesting to hear what they have in plan, or what they release eventually on March 8th. As for the group size, groups are limited to 4 in your missions. In the dark zone, once again, it's still 4 people, but I'm sure there's ways you can have like an 8-person team. Just like how you can join a group, you can leave a group. I'm going to guess if you're on the same server already, you'll just simply leave the group and show up as a another person without being in the same group. So I guess if you're in the same party chat like on PS4 and you have a party chat of 8 people, you just divvy up your players again among the 2 quote-unquote group leaders, and then you could have a group of 8 running around the dark zone, stealing loot, ganging up on other people in the dark zone, or you can have your own private PvP match between buddies, basically, in the dark zone. The way the mission is set up for this, at least, it's pretty basic. The whole mission is basically you trying to extract someone from basically this area to safety, which is pretty common in a lot of shooters. You'll have your typical enemies, the different health bars symbolizing the difficulty. I believe, like, I don't know what they call them, but you have your guys with purple health, which I guess they're out of the elites, I guess you can say. And then you have your named enemies, which are supposed to be tougher, need more bullets to kill. Maybe they have abilities, Now for this part coming up, I did notice that the chest sometimes gives you loot and sometimes doesn't. Since this is my second time playing through the mission, I actually get loot again from this, I guess you can call it a chest on the right side. I'm just waiting for my buddy to group on me so he can get the loot too, since I'm not sure if I open it and he's not around, he doesn't get anything. But I know when we go to the chest on the left side, I don't get anything. So maybe there's a cooldown timer on how often you can farm a chest, which is okay by me. I mean, the last thing you want is someone running the same mission 500 times just to get to the chest, just to try to get that better gun or mod or whatever. So for those of you that watch my channel all the time, you guys know I primarily play Destiny, which is most of my content is. How could I compare the Destiny to Division? You really can't. It's like comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruits, but it's a totally different flavor. With Destiny, you have the whole space theme and space age weapons and different aliens and enemy types. With the Division, you have modern weapons. It's based in a apocalyptic version of New York City, where New York City gets decimated or affected with a smallpox virus that pretty much shuts down the entire city, calls in the National Guard, and people start abandoning the city. Now I'm gonna guess everybody here has that question in their head: will this game replace Destiny? Once again, it comes down to the individual player, whether they like playing in the universe of Destiny or they like Tom Clancy universe, which is based more on modern day or more realistic times. If you have the chance to play the beta, I definitely recommend getting your own first-hand experience to get a feel for the game. If you don't have the beta, at the very least, I definitely recommend to rent the game. I'm not going to tell you to spend your money on something that you may or may not like. Hopefully seeing some of the first-hand footage of my own personal experience will help you make your own decision. But I definitely enjoy the game. I love everything that I see so far. I mean, of course, there's a little things that are kind of I still have to learn. New mechanics and everything. There's that slight learning curve, like how to use your explosive rounds and little consumable items that help give you a little boost to your attack damage or wipe away any status effects that have been placed onto you. Well, this is pretty much nearing the end of the mission, so I'm gonna let it play out from here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to see you guys, whether it's in the Division or Destiny. Hope to play with you guys soon. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys next time.
The medics safely across. Candle and all staff accounted for. No casualties.
We're off to a good start, agents. Wish I could have had your back out there, but I think we make a hell of a team anyway. When you get back to the base, we'll talk to Candle, and we'll see what she can do for us.